Hey, Damien, tell everybody, Roadie Mack got Damien all the way from Australia on the line for Houston Hip Hop News. Hey
Yeah,
man,
g'day.
we told y'all we were gonna have a special guest for y'all right here live on Houston Hip Hop News, man. So for all y'all that's tuned in, I'm calling in from Los Angeles, 7 o'clock a.m. Why, Damien, what time is it over in Australia, Damien?
It's actually 1 a.m., but that's okay because I'm normally up late anyway.
Hey, it's 1 a.m. Y'all all over the globe with this here, man. You did. Hey, man, we like to give Damien a shout out, man, for joining us as being a special guest on our podcast here, Houston Hip Hop News, man. We're looking to bring y'all some dynamic topics that can enlighten y'all about a few things that may take you further in life, where you'll be all right, like Houston Hip Hop News and Dynamite. You dig what I'm saying? So, with no further ado, I'm Roadie Mack, your international worldwide player partner, and I got Damien on the line. And Damien, introduce yourself.
Yeah, everyone. So I'm Damien. I'm a former Australian prisoner. I'm an author. I'm an illustrator, and I'm the editor of Paper Chained, which is an art and writing magazine for people in prison, amongst other things. I could go on, but that's probably giving you a few talking points. Yeah.
Right on. What you got inside the contents of the book?
Yeah, the magazine. So yeah, we print art and writing from prisoners all over the world. Mostly Australia, New Zealand, and the US, but we get stuff from a few other places as well. It's all types of art and all types of writing. You know, poetry, personal narratives, short stories, and in terms of art, basically anything people can send us. Sometimes it's just photos of art because it's hard to post artworks out of prison, as you probably know, but yeah, so art and writing of all types, and we also generate content. So we write articles that we think will be of interest to people in custody. Yeah. Mm.
Tell me something. Share something with the viewers, what you might have in one of the first two pages that you might like.
Oh, in the most recent edition, wow, yeah, I haven't. It's I've been working so hard putting the next together one together that I haven't really thought too much. Here's a couple of things that we've got. There's a artwork from a woman in prison in Mexico, actually. We don't,
Ooh,
I think that's only the second time we've gotten something from Mexico. And
Mexico. Shout out Mexico.
yeah, yeah, Chicanotla prison in Mexico. And then this one here is from a prisoner in Japan. This was
Whoa.
yeah, in this issue, we shared our first content from prisoners in Japan and also the Philippines. So that was a bit exciting. Yeah. Mm.
Man, we thank you. We thank you for that detail, man. That was real touching, man, to see that you was able to package that and have some universal work inside of there, man. Speaking on different countries on the incarceration activity, not just in America or Australia, but around the world. And is you on Edo?
Yeah. So for a long time, we've only really gone out in Australia and New Zealand. But we've always had US people sending us content, but mostly that was from because the magazine's for free online as well, paperchained.com, and yeah, a lot of people in the US would print it and give it to their families. But yeah, just about a month ago, we're on the Adobe platform in the US now. So reaching a lot more people. So yeah, 1 million people have access to that, over 1 million, and did have to reformat the magazine a little bit. They wanted me to take out the platform's rules was I had to take out all the surnames and all the names of the prisons that people were at, which was a little
Wow.
annoying. But yeah, yeah, but I mean that's life, I guess. But another thing they actually recommended was Adobe. They charge per item for upload. So it doesn't matter if the PDF's 2 pages or 200 pages, it's the same price. So they actually said to me, yeah, we'd advise you to, merge issues together, because well, yeah, why pay more? And so I actually, this is issue 19. So but on the
Congratulations.
we've combined all of the issues into two. So we've got issue 1 US edition and issue 2 US edition, and both of them are very long. So a regular issue is 40 pages, and the ones on there are more than 200. Yeah.
Okay, since you that far in with copy of it, how when did the magazine originated?
Yeah, so the magazine started in 2017. It was started by a woman over here. Her brother was in prison, and she wanted to create a magazine for him and people like him. And I'd actually just been released while around the time she was starting it, and I found out. And I wanted to start a magazine when I got out because I was really frustrated that when I was inside there was no way to share art or writing with the rest of the world. But I found what she was doing, and I said, would you like a hand? And she said, yes. I'm still trying to get it off the ground. We haven't got enough contributions. And I was like, oh well, I know people inside, and I can get you some contributions. And for the first 4 years, I helped her with that peripherally, and I was the only person really helping her with it. And then she said she couldn't do it anymore, and she asked me if I was interested in taking over, and that was 2021, and so I've been the editor ever since then. Yeah.
Congratulations on it, man. Joining force with some that needed force to be reconciled with.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's been it's my dream job. I absolutely love it. It's yeah, it's really rewarding, and it's great to see the help we can give to people. Yeah.
So, what made Paper Chain magazine stand out from other prison basic publications?
Well, I in Australia we don't actually have that many. In fact, when Paper Chain started up, there was only one other prison publication here, and since then we've had a third one start up, which is a prison newspaper. But I do get when I get mail from the US, sometimes people tell me that that they my magazine's actually their favorite one. I'm not really sure how it differs from what they have access to over there, but I do get a lot of positive feedback, especially from America. Yeah.
Okay. Any particular states you want to call out?
We've always gotten a lot of stuff from California, and I think that's partially because I have some ties to California myself. So so some people might have heard of the prison podcast E-Hustle. It was the first podcast ever made entirely inside a prison. It was at San Quentin, and they released a book in 2021 called This Is E-Hustle, and they actually hired me to illustrate that.
Ear
And
hustle, huh?
yeah, and they had an art exhibition for that at the San Francisco Public Library. So my art went on display at the San Francisco Public Library, and that might have something to do with why I've always gotten more mail from California than everywhere else. But one of our long-term contributors is from Texas as well. So yeah.
Another congratulations, my man. Damien, another. We read that you served 2 years in one of Australia's most well-known prisons. What was that?
So well, yeah, my sentence was 2 years. I actually most of the time I actually got sent to a smaller prison eventually. But yeah, that was it's my first time inside and only time inside. I went in at 29, and that was a pretty eye-opening experience. We have a lot less programs in Australian prisons,
Oh,
and I wanted to study, but that wasn't an option. And there wasn't weren't any other programs, so I taught myself to draw, and I wrote my first book when I was inside. So yeah, that was how I used my time, really. Yeah.
hey, that's amazing. You got creative on them. You know, they locked the body up, but the mind was still free.
No, absolutely. In fact, I feel like I got a lot more work done in there because I what didn't have the distractions of the real world, and I could just basically write every day, teach myself art every day, and I came out of prison with the book I wrote in there was published. It's called Scarred, and then I came out and I taught myself to draw in there, and then when I came out, I got the contract with the Hustle to illustrate for them. Yeah.
Oh, you just took off like a bat out of hell after you created. You can write, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I never thought I'd be a writer or an artist, but it just happened. Yeah.
And I'm saying, on the streets, you didn't feel none of that in you?
I remember being really artistic as a child, but somehow the creativity just died. I guess once I got to high school, life became stressful, and I don't remember drawing anything in between finishing elementary school and going into prison, and I'd always wanted to write a book, but life had just gotten in the way, and so then I went inside and I'm like, well, there's nothing else I can do here. So I may as well write that book I've always wanted to write. And so, if it, I did always want to write a book. I've been a prolific reader my whole life, but I don't think it ever would have happened if I hadn't gone inside. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the strangest thing usually happen when you get incarcerated to some people, that they can really find themselves in a tough situation in a dark tunnel, and then get just as creative like 3RD did with his book called Prison Survival Guide. And this is the first book here, and he did a marvelous job on it, and he got me all through it just as well. But he got incarcerated just as well on a bogus, unjustifiable charge, and he got creative without worrying about the charge he's in on.
Yeah.
So,
No. Yeah.
so his brain is able to be free. In some cases, people's brain don't get free while being incarcerated. You feel me?
Oh, absolutely. Some people are doing it really hard because they haven't found the right thing for them, or they've just they're focusing on things they can't change instead of things they can. I wanted to
Yeah,
study, but I couldn't. So I'm like, okay, well, I can't do what I want to do, so I'm going to write
exactly.
it instead. And so I'm actually looking forward to getting a copy of that prison survival guide, because Paper Chain likes to support people who are currently inside, and one of the ways we do that is by reviewing books and things that people have done inside. So we will if we get a copy of the book, we can write a review and hopefully promote it a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So the founder of Houston Hip Hop News is also the author of Prison Survival Guide. Were there any similar books available during your time that help inmates learn how to do time and how to think a book like Prison Survival Guide can benefit incarcerated men and women today?
Yeah, great question, and not really at the time. I've actually become, I'm doing a PhD at university as well, and I've been working with the law department of our university. They're planning on making like a booklet with some basic advice, but and I have met someone who's been recently released over here as well, and he's written a survival guide of sorts. It hasn't been published yet though, so I'm not sure if there actually is anything in Australia that's currently available for that. Yeah.
You also had the opportunity to illustrate. This is Ear Hustling, the book based on the award-winning Ear Hustler podcast out of California, as you spoke about.
Mhm.
How did that collaboration come about?
Yeah, through Instagram, actually. So I had a art exhibition here in Australia, and my art often focuses on the criminal justice system. And so I had this art exhibition called Broken Chains, and the theme of the exhibition was people who made the most of their time in prison. So I drew like Nelson Mandela, Malcolm X, and I drew Earlonne Woods, who was the co-host of E-Hustle and co-founder. And I tagged him in that on Instagram, and because I was a really big fan, and I was really hoping he would like and comment, because that would, make my day. And he
Right.
did. Then he also sent me a message. He said, this is really great. We've been looking for someone. Someone will be in touch. And I didn't really know what that meant, but I thought maybe like a friend of his was going to order a drawing, which at the time would have been great because I was a really broke, master's student. And but then the next day I got an email from Penguin Books offering me the contract to illustrate the book, which came as a really big surprise. It was very welcome, of course, but that was I consider that to be my breakthrough moment as an artist
Let,
because that got me
let
more
us see the
publicity.
book again. Let us see the book again. Ear hustling.
Yeah. So the book's called This Is Ear Hustle. The podcast is just called Ear Hustle, and Radiotopia. You can listen to it for free wherever you get your podcasts from. Yeah.
Congratulations on that project. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Your
Thank you.
artwork is incredible. What's your favorite piece you created?
Favorite piece I've created would actually be from that same exhibition where I drew Earl on. It would probably be the image I actually drew of Malcolm X, which was the one I actually sent through to you. That was for like my publicity shot. It was me and the portraits in the background. I can send it through again later if you like. If you go to
Okay.
my art Instagram, which is at Embers of Retribution, there's a link to that in my personal Instagram, which is you can probably see there at Damien Linnane. If you scroll through far enough, you'll be able to see it there too. But that was just probably the most inspirational book I read in prison was the autobiography of Malcolm X, and so the that drawing meant a lot to me, and I think the way it turned out, it just it turned out really well, and to this day, I think it's definitely one of the top three things I've ever drawn in terms of like how happy I've been with it. I put it on Reddit once, and then I went to bed, and then I woke up the next day, and it had a couple thousand likes, which I was, yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
hey, Damien, I like to say that's amazing
Oh, thank
that
you.
Malcolm X
Mm,
has reached Australia, and I'm on the live
mm,
talking to a natural bone soul that
mm,
felt his energy,
mm,
that you was able to draw a portrait of him.
mm. Yeah, I actually I drew my first one of him inside, but when I was still practicing, and but then I did that again once I got out for the exhibition because I could draw a bit better then. But yeah, it was I read 63 books during my sentence. I kept track.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think autobiography of Malcolm X was the most moving one, and then my second favorite would have been Marching Powder by Rusty Young, if you've heard of that. But yeah, that I was actually walking back to my cell block, and I'd noticed there was this blue book underneath these chairs, and it had been there for a couple of days, and
Woo,
like it had been abandoned. And I went over to pick it up, and it was
woo.
it was a old paperback of the autobiography of Malcolm X. So I'm like, well, if nobody else is going to read this, I'm actually quite interested, and yeah, I couldn't recommend it enough. Yeah.
Man, that's amazing.
Mm,
That's amazing. So many people
mm,
probably didn't even see the book, but your vision
mm.
saw the book just looking lonely. But this is Malcolm X that nobody know is right here in y'all mix. And
Yeah, that
you
was.
and you had the chance to really pick that up, and now you on my live telling us about a book that's all the way in Australia prison of
Mm.
Malcolm X autobiography. R.I.P. Malcolm X, man. Long live Malcolm X, man.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We thank you for that, man.
Mm.
And so, like I was saying, man, we very much happy to have you, man. We know Australia got it going on. I like to visit Melbourne when I get a chance to come over there, because I heard they play all the good music over there down there in Melbourne. You got any
Melbourne.
insight on Melbourne?
Sorry, what was that?
Melbourne, Australia.
Yeah. It's a very it's Melbourne's and Sydney are our two most populous cities, and yeah, there's definitely a lot going on down there. Yeah, bring a raincoat. It's often raining a lot, but yeah, it's a great city. I have been there a few times. Yeah.
What the music like around there? Is it multicultural? I think they said. A few people
Uh,
that I've been speaking to in Los Angeles that be coming over here, they
mm.
tell me to go to Melbourne. Mhm.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's probably the second most popular place to visit after Sydney. But yeah, definitely it's very cosmopolitan. There's like a very good mix of people, and yeah, the music scene's pretty
Young
happening.
crowd, old crowd.
Um, I think a mix of both, but yeah, there's definitely a lot of younger people in the city. Yeah. Hmm.
Okay, because we got a street like Melrose over here. That's like young LA. You know,
Right.
where a bunch of youngsters gonna mainly be out shopping and hanging out and things like that. You know, so we call that young California right there. You know,
Hmm. Yep.
so I'm thinking Melbourne got the same kind of energy for an area where some young ones is hanging out at and want to get their groove on.
Hmm. Yeah. Definitely sounds like a Melbourne thing. Yeah. Mm.
Before we wrap it up, give Houston Hip Hop News some news we can use. What's next for your paper chain magazine?
Yeah, something I'd probably like to share is that once a year, Paper Chained does a international prison art exhibition where we show prison art from all over the world. Last year was the first one. We got over 100 artworks from prisons in 8 different countries, including about 6 states in the US. Next year's one is going to be in Newcastle, Australia, where I live. The first one was in Sydney. We do a different city every year. And so that's going to be in February 2026 here in Newcastle. And if you know someone in custody who would like to be part of that, tell them to send me their artworks. We need to get it by January to display it. They can make it for sale if they want to, and if that's allowed, and if it sells, we can transfer them the money. The gallery is taking a 30% commission. The magazine isn't. That's just the gallery where we're displaying it. But if anybody wants to be part of an international art exhibition, then yeah, send us. Tell them to get in touch and send their artwork. Yeah.
And where they can find it at? That link at?
Yeah, so you can find the website is paperchained.com, chained CHAINED, and on Instagram at paper.chained. You can find the link to that in the bio for my personal Instagram as well. Yeah.
Right on, right on. Finally, would you like to give any shout out before we close?
If there was something I wanted to give a shout out to, it'd probably be a man named Orlando Smith, who's incarcerated in California at San Quentin. He actually did the cover art for issue 12 of the regular issue of the magazine, and I used his as the cover art for the issue 1 of the Adobe issue of the magazine. And yeah, he's a really awesome artist, and he actually created a cover specifically for the magazine, which was really awesome. Yeah, so that would be my first choice. Yeah.
Man, that's amazing. That's amazing. We hope you can he can hear this live somehow, some way, and be recognized as, you know, he's been heard of. So like I was saying about Dennis Richards, which is third,
Mhm.
and his book is Prison Survivor Guide. And he did an outstanding job with it, you know. And he got a chapter in there about me,
Oh, awesome.
self self study the law, play for the door, not the floor. And I'm very amazed by that he was able to be behind walls. And you know, we talk every day, so you all can find this here book on Amazon and on the internet on the prison tablets, Edo.
Mm.
And I'm telling you, if you know of anybody that's incarcerated, do them a favor and give them this for a gift that they can be able to help themselves when they come home, because the prison rate, and Damien might know, is you coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got you coming back ASAP within 69 days of release.
Mm.
So now you got to be a statistic like I was. I proved to them, man, I'm not never coming back when y'all railroad me and sent me upstate New York. I showed you in living color that I was not a repeat offender because y'all bogusly railroaded me. So that's why I know how to self-study the law to keep them from doing it to me. And I hope y'all can pick up on my book and Damien's book. Put your book up, Damien. And
So
Damien's book.
the book the book I wrote in prison was Raw. That was my prison book. It's a
Yeah.
novel though. But since then I've published a memoir called Raw.
Oh boy, raw. Now see, my raw is Roadie always win. That's amazing. I got to get a copy, man. I
Yeah,
got
well,
it.
you can
I
get it
got it.
on Amazon and Kindle and a few and a lot of other places as well. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I need an autographed signature from you, brother.
Yeah, oh, I can sure we can have that arranged too. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, cause now I'm making my way to try to get over there to Australia now. Now that we done just went live, I know I'm be seen all over across Australia, and they gonna be able to know me with my Super Bowl head on and thing.
Yeah.
Cause I'd have been to so many of them. But we want to give Dennis Richardson 3RD a major shout out for putting this operation together for us, man. Because without him, me and you wouldn't have never met. So for that, 3RD, Dennis Richardson, we're praying for you. We hope your appeals go through. We're praying for your family and your loved one. We know you're going to keep on working, putting some artwork and projects together for us to be looking at and working on. But Dennis Richardson, we here for you, home. You ain't forgot about. Your knowledge is being spreaded worldwide like Roadie Mack all over the world. All they got to do is go pick up a book and you can see the mind structure of him while he's incarcerated, wrongfully convicted. And we do like that y'all do reach out. Commissary is necessary. And without no further ado, Dennis, we thank you for having us. We thank you for being on our live Houston Hip Hop News by way of 3RD, Dennis Richardson, and his daughter, Queen. She got rap music out. Y'all can go hear that. You know, Roadie Mack got rap music out. Roadie Mack, Mack Main, True Mack Main. And my brother, until we meet again, I thank you for being on our live.
It's been great to be here. Yeah, thanks for the opportunity.
Go get you some rest.
Thank you.
All right, gone.
See you later.